Hey guys, welcome back to another tips and tricks with Starscape. As you can see, our park year after year, month after month has been losing money. If that is a serious concern of yours for your parks, guys, don't worry. I'm about to show you how to fix this right now. But first, I want to remind you, we are running a Planet Coaster Let's Play right here on YouTube. Jump on over there, card in the top right hand corner of your screen right now, and take a look at it. You may find some tips and tricks over there as well. This is going to be the first part of a mini series on all this, guys. So make sure that you subscribe and click the bell notification so you never miss one of these how-tos as soon as they come out. So what you need to do first, guys, is you need to know how to look at this. This is essentially your report card for exactly how your park is doing. Now you get this in two separate ways. You can either bell notification up here, end of the month summary report, and click on it and it will pull it up. Or the other way that you can do that is simply go into park management. This is the screen that will first open up, and if you click on your finances tab, this is also the information. So each of these tabs breaks down to show you exactly how you're doing. For example, ride ticket sales last month, we're in year 12. So looking back at last month, we made $644. Our ride running cost is $3,455.99, meaning we lost money there. But guys, this is just our report card. This just shows us where we're losing money. But I'm going to show you right now 10 ways where you can immediately start turning this around. And the first one, guys, our park entrance. So this is the first place, the first way that you can really start making some money with your park. You need to be able to read and adjust your entrance fees. So unfortunately, most people, when their park first opens, guys, they will not charge any admission at all. They will literally have, if you click on these and you go right here, it shows you last month's ticket sales. If you come up here, they'll have these set at nothing. And while that's great to boost more people into your park, guys, if you're just starting out, you're going to need that money. You're going to need that income to be able to build your park up. So I suggest a minimum, starting out, a minimum, $1 for standard guests and 50 cents per child. A minimum, guys. That is a minimum. Now you can go up, and what you need to do, you need to pay attention as people are starting to come into your park. If they're saying things like, oh, ticket prices are too high, or things of that nature, you can simply adjust that. So let's set this at $5 and this at $2.50. It's usually half. So as these guests are coming into our park, let's pay attention to see if they're actually going to come through these gates or if they're going to turn away. If you click on your guests, you can actually see their recent thoughts and also their needs, guys. So this is just the first tip. And if you enjoy this, I do go into a lot more detail in this video right here in the top corner of your screen right now. Click that, it'll take you right over to it. Now, the second way, guys, that you can really start to make more money in your park is by charging extra for your rides. Right now, guys, because this is a test park, I have all of my rides throughout my entire park set at 50 cents. Yes, I realize that is really, really low, and I'm making a video talking about losing money, which obviously my park is. I'm charging 50 cents per ride, guys. But that's okay, because this video right here is going to show you how to optimize every single one of your rides, guys, in your entire park to be able to get the most amount of money for it without having your guests complain. Check that out, guys. Tip number 3 is to make your guests happy. Your guest management menu is one of the key differences between Planet Coaster and other games like Planet Coaster, guys, and take advantage of it. Know what your guests are thinking. Make your guests happy. If your guests need toilets, make sure you have toilets. If they are thirsty, make sure that they have something to drink. Pay attention to your guests' comments. Click on guests throughout. If you see a guest walk away from a ride for some reason, they didn't get on that ride, look at it. Is the queue too long? Is the price too high? What is the reason, guys? Now, I'll be doing another whole video here very soon about nothing but making your guests happy in your park. So stay tuned for that video coming out very soon. Tip number 7, guys, is to raise your retail prices. Once again, I have everything in my park set to 50 cents just for the purpose of getting guests into the park to show you guys some things. but I didn't need to do that. I can obviously raise these prices, guys, as I did over in my Let's Play. I charge quite a bit, and I'll be showing you how to do exactly this in this video right here. But that is tip number 7, and it is a big one. It makes a huge difference to the amount of income that you make. And I'm even going to go into further detail about how I can have this Hat's Fantastic right here and charge one price for it. But if I have another one all the way across the park, I can charge more for that one over there. I'll show you exactly how to do that in this video right here. Tip number 6, guys, and a big one that a lot of people miss, is going to be boosting your ride's prestige. Now, what the prestige is for rides is basically a scorecard for each one of your rides. So you can do things to increase your rides, for example, by scenery or by changing the sequencing of them or rebranding them. You can do different things all about changing your ride's prestige. And guys, that is something that is so simple to do, but it's also a little daunting. It's a little scary to go in and start messing with these ride sequences, because if sequence is too long, your guest will not wait as long for your ride. Also, it costs you more money. So the longer that ride goes, the less the guests are going to stand in that line, the less you're going to be able to get guests on and off of that ride quickly to be able to make more money. So pay attention to the upcoming video all about setting up the sequence of your rides, as well as boosting all of your rides' prestige. Tip number 5 that I have for you guys is become a Scrooge a little bit with your money. Yes, you're going to have to give raises to your employees. You're going to have to spend money to make money, essentially. But you don't have to increase your vendor's pay by $75 to $100 every time they train. You can really kind of narrow that down a bit. Sometimes even increasing their pay just as much as, say, $5 or $10. And that's another big one. The least amount of money that you will have to pay will be additional money in your pocket at the end of the day, guys. Tip number 4 that I have for you guys is going to be add more scenery around your park. As you can tell, I just used the simple blueprint buildings right through here, but it actually looks fairly good. But use scenery throughout your park, guys. If you go take a look at my park, then you will see that I use scenery everywhere. My rides, every one of them, are 100% on the prestige, because it allows me to be able to charge more money for my rides. I can charge more money at my concessions. And it's all about being able to make that money as quickly and as easily as possible. You're going to have unexpected expenses in this game, guys. You're going to have rides break down. You're going to have to replace rides. You're going to have to do pay increases. So all about making sure that you have enough money in your general account to cover all of those. That way you're not having to take out loans. Now that does bring me to a good point. With the loans, I will not say that they are a bad thing for a park getting started. But if you're able to follow these simple steps that I'm giving you here, you will not have to take out a loan. Because as everyone knows, when you take out a loan, you end up paying back more than what you borrowed. Therefore, if your park is struggling right now to turn a profit and you take out money, it does not mean that you are going to be making more money to be able to pay off that loan. Your park may just continue to stay in a deficit. So tip number 3 that I have for you guys today is know the market. And what that really means is know your guests. Pay attention to your guests, guys, because each guest is going to be a little bit different. I don't like how this area looks. I don't want to buy a souvenir right now. You know, these are all bad things. Had a full queue. Try somewhere else. You know, each and every one of your guests, depending on age and personality, will all think something different. Depending on the age group, guys. Depending on whether it's an adult, a child, or a teen, they are going to request different things of your park. And it is possible to have all of that scattered throughout your park so that each and every demographic for your park is able to find the things that they want in your park. Now, I'll go into greater detail in this video right here, But for now, just pay attention to your guests, guys. Know the market that you're in. Now, the next to last tip that I have for you guys is to place your facilities in convenient locations. Your guests will walk a long ways, but they're not going to want to walk a long ways to go to the bathroom. They're not going to walk a long ways to go get something to eat or drink. They'll just complain. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. You'll constantly get that. Make sure that you are placing all of your shops in convenient locations. Think about it as you enter the park. We have a little area here. And again, this is just a test park, guys. But we have a little area right over here where they can come in, they can get something to eat, they can go to the bathroom, get something to drink. There's an information station right here. You know, souvenirs. And then all the way out here, if you were all the way out here about to get on this ride and you're like, man, I've got to go to the restroom. The only place to go to the restroom is all the way back down here. So you're going to walk all the way back down here. Would you, at a realistic park, come all the way back down here to stand in line to go on this ride? No. You would go to the restroom and leave, or you would wait. But chances are you would just go to the restroom and then leave. So think about it like that, guys. Think about making it more realistic for where you put your shops and your facilities. And then the number one tip that I have for you guys is to increase your ride capacity. And I'm going to go into greater detail in this video right up here about increasing your ride capacity. But just know that increasing your ride capacity is the number one simplest thing that you can do for your park. For example, if you have long queues, you see how this ride, ever since we have started this up, has had a queue all the way back to here. And you can see, guys, these are not full at all. These are not full. So we're losing a ton of money in just the simple fact that we're not allowing as many guests to get on our ride as possible. And that's probably going for every single ride through here right now, guys. If I had to guess. This one just let out, so there's no one on it. That one actually looks pretty full. And this one's letting out. And surprisingly, this one's full. But for the most part, guys, you're going to run into that. You're going to run into the simple fact, like this one right here, that the ride is not full. So you're losing money. That ride is going around and it is burning the same amount of energy as it takes to carry one guest as it does to take a full load of guests. So think about it like that. Okay, now for those of you that have stayed all the way through this video, and I know this has been a bit of a longer video than what I usually do for my tricks and tips, guys, and I do appreciate you staying here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a bonus tip. This bonus tip, guys, is going back to the number 2 reason. Think about your staff. Think about your wandering staff, for example. Specifically them. You have got your janitors out here, you've got your security guards, and you've got your mechanics. Right now, we have 2 janitors to cover this entire park. This is the only staff facility room right here. So that means, once again, guys, if my janitors are all the way down here and they're taking care of this, or my mechanic is down here and he's working on this, and he's exhausted, he has to walk all the way back down here to go to this staff resting facility. One thing that I try to do throughout my park is, and you don't have to do it in Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo you do, but in Planet Coaster, you don't have to hide your staff facilities like that. You don't have to hide them, but I tend to still hide mine just because I feel like if I go to an actual park, then I typically do not see staff facilities. I have to really be looking for them, or they're kind of off in a corner, or they're hidden by scenery, shrubbery, something. But think about those. Place locations for your wandering staff to make it convenient for them to be able to stop and take their breaks. And it's also going to make them more productive, because if you have a janitor, for example, and he's all the way out here by this miniature roller coaster that we have, and he wants to go on break, he's going to walk all the way back down through here, and he's going to go on break, and he's not going to do any work all the way down, and he's going to take his break, and then when he leaves, he's going to walk all the way back down here before he starts doing any work. Remember, guys, to subscribe and ring that bell That way you never miss a moment of these tips and tricks that I'm going to be sending out. And again, you're really going to want to watch for and pay attention for the when to do with the rods, guys. That is going to just, you're going to be making more money than you could have ever imagined. But with that being said, guys, as always, I will see you in the next one.